Good day, Ruskin enjoyers. Hope you're right, because it's time for a proper review. Now, last week we discussed the December 11, 2025 Rust Store, and that means today, it's Christmas! I mean, well, at least back then it was. So, sit back, relax, and I'll start yapping. So, with holidays, with all the holiday-themed skins, whether it's like Easter, Halloween, and of course, Christmas, well, unfortunately, when it's every other day of the year, it's out of season. And by default, you'd expect the prices to drop off. So, yeah. Christmas skins are very routine. We've been through this many times in the past. We know exactly how this is usually go about. With all these skins looking pretty sweet initially for now, I mean, next week, it's no longer Christmas. And around March and April time, so give it an extra 2 or 3 months, you will see the price of these skins drop off. But from there, well, the anticipation for next Christmas starts all the way back in like April time. So you can only assume these skins can only go down so much around March and April. And in anticipation to next year, they'll slowly rise up in price higher. I've said this many times in the past. I'm sure you're fully well aware, especially if you're a Ruskin enjoyer. But we have some very interesting exceptions. I look over to here. I remember when I was like looking at all the accepted skins, I look at this, I was like, oh, I remember this. Yeah, it looked pretty sweet. Perfectly fine looking sheep Metadobador. Sheep Metadobadors, they're perfectly nice and reliable. And oh, wait, hang on a minute. They accepted that one. They accepted the one with the transparency. For you see, at first glance, you might think, oh, that looks nice. No. That one. That one. That one. So, yeah, that's a massive window of transparency right there. Oh, and it glowed in the dark. What? For Christmas we get this? I mean, all right, fair enough. That's a lovely Christmas present, Face Punch. But really? That's like super pay to win. Okay. That's interesting then. Will that still go down in price considering it's a Christmas themed skin? I mean, it's made out of like chocolate and gingerbread. It's a Christmas skin, come on now. But still, very pay to win. Will it suffer even though it's a pay to win skin? I mean, keep an eye on the sales at the very least. But yeah, I was immediately on that. I was doing comparisons. I was whipping out the bombshell sheet Metadobador from the past, which at the time was selling for $12 each. Yeah, and it had less transparency compared to that. I could only assume good things for it. I instantly expected that. I was like, yeah, I've got to figure out how much funds I got because I got to start buying a bunch of them. Like right around this specific time, as we get closer and closer to Christmas time. Well, technically, right now it is technically Christmas and Rust. I'm still selling Christmas skins. And all of the profits from them were just going to go instantly towards that. I was like, oh, yes, I've got to jump onto that. So, okay. Lots of positive words there. But then, what do we have right here? The armor. Okay, well, that's looking pretty sweet. Now, again, it's tier 3 armor. In theory, when you're in the snow, you get cold. But still, that blends in very, very nicely. That is some perfectly fine looking white armor to be treated as camouflage. And a lot of people knew about that instantly as well. So, I remember making a short video of this. People were really liking it. I think I got like 10,000 views. I don't normally get 10,000 views with a short video. So yeah, this was special. This was interesting. But the issue with holiday-themed skins, especially with clothing and armor, is you have to wait till next year. You have to wait until next year till you get a collection continuation, which is annoying. At least you got something to look forward to. So this was special. This was interesting. And yeah, even though it's tier 3, people are still buying a lot of it. People are still going pretty crazy for it. All right, well, fair enough. Could it actually work out as a nice budget alternative to Whiteout? Whiteout tier 3 isn't exactly super ridiculously expensive, but still, this was considerably cheaper, with these both priced at $2 each. So, all right. We've got some pretty interesting things. But then when I look around, oh, look. At $1.49, the cheapest bearskin rug that glows in the dark. Yeah, it's a Christmas-themed skin, but, with anticipation to next year, it might be pretty sweet, I'm just saying. And then, of course, we did have like a regular rug. Another small box with some interesting looking transparency. Props again to Zinc. That looked amazing. This was an awesome looking small box. But still, of all these other skins, all of them, they're just Christmas skins. They're not pay-to-win skins, they're just Christmas skins. Sorry to say, but you know what's going to happen then, don't you? Inevitably, around March and April time, they will be dropping off real bad. Well, we've got to approach this with a bit of a strategy, aka just do a fairly decent buy order and hope you pick up a decent amount of them around March and April. Well, reality is you could look at like previous skins from previous Christmases, see how they performed, try and figure out a way to approach it with a decent price. Yeah, get the idea. All right, cool. Now, of course, with the snow jacket being the focused item of the month, of course we're going to see a Santa theme one. So, all right, sweet, but it's a Christmas theme one. So, won't that go down in price? Most likely, yeah. But with anticipation to next year, could we see more things to pair up with it? By default, will it just go up in price because, hey, it's a Santa-themed snow jacket? Well, I mean, you know, it's interesting, but wasn't really sure how to approach snow jackets back then. I wasn't feeling very confident with them. And lo and behold, the first ever Christmas-themed bed, boom, crunchy bed. It glows, it has transparency, it's looking pretty tasty. So, here's an interesting thing. In anticipation to next year, as of now, we've only got one Christmas-themed bed. I'm fully well aware we've got a ridiculous amount of beds at this specific point. Since October, when it first became skinnable, we have seen a ridiculous amount of beds. But even then, I was like, well, you know what? Okay. I will respectfully sit here and say that very likely will be going down in price regardless. But again, in anticipation to next year's Christmas, unless we see another one next week, we really don't have any other option. So that very likely could have a very interesting future ahead of it. So, okay, cool. There's a perfectly fine, diverse batch of skins, from rugs to furnaces and small boxes to a water purifier. Snowman. Anyway, so yeah, you don't need to use this. Basically, water purifiers are fairly redundant. When was the last time you used a water purifier? Yeah, a fairly useless item, and it was a fun novelty thing. The design, it was actually very creative. Props to the skin creator again. It was pretty cool, pretty funny. But yeah, I could even see back then it wasn't selling that much. Like, people don't necessarily need to have that. But considering the fun, silly approach, with all due respect, I wasn't surprised a fairly decent amount still bought it. So, all right, cool. So, if we were to look at all of these skins and try and figure out what potentially would have been a nice investment, well, yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious. I could not stop yapping about this. Like, if I could just switch back over to here, if I could just take us back down to memory lane, yep, there you go. I was doing comparisons, I was doing showcases. A lot of people are fully well aware as well. So again, at the time, $12 right here, that bombshell sheet metal double door. And quite some time back, we did get the Blizzard ID sheet metal double door Twitch drop. Like, this is the only other thing that would compare to this. So, yeah, this was special. Yes, it's a Christmas skin, but regardless, it's special. And I was on top of that. I was immediately talking about that. Yep. Now, of course, with the tier 3, I was doing the comparisons. Got the whiteout right there. I've got the tier 3 armor right there instead. Honestly, to save yourself, like almost $30, it was a perfectly fine consideration. But again, there's the issue of how often are you using tier 3 armor in the snow? Again, drink a particular tea and you're all good. So, alright then. Those skins I was interested in, but with everything else, I mean, I was curious about the small box. With its transparent design, it did look very cool. And I thought, you know what, regardless, next year I think a lot of people will be approaching that for like a nice little decoration. Put your shelves up. Honestly, we need Christmas shelves, but put your shelves up, put them on top. You've got like a nice little decoration, which is also a nice functional small box. Alright, cool. Santa's Bearskin rug, as I already pointed out, the cheapest glow-in-the-dark bearskin rug we've ever seen. You could put that on your ceiling. It glows. It's helpful to navigate your base and whatnot. Yes, it's Christmas themed, but it's still functionally useful and whatnot. So keeps you comfortable and helps you look around if you ever got like lights set up in your base and whatnot. Where's the fireplace? I can't tell. It's dark. Okay. Right. So yeah, cool. That was looking nice. But like looking at all the other skins, I mean, I haven't even talked about the Gingerbread tactical gloves yet. You might sit there and say, oh, yeah, that Gingerbread collection. I'm sure it greatly appreciated getting those tactical gloves. No. Why? Because it wasn't from the collection. Oh. I'm still a bit sour about this, but whilst this was available with a pair of boots, Face Punch picked the other gloves instead. That's the actual Gingerbread tactical gloves, but it wasn't accepted. I wonder if they turn that into a Twitch drop for Christmas next year. It wouldn't surprise me. Anyway, so still, I mean, how many tactical gloves have we had so far? Not that many. Maybe in anticipation to next year when people like to buy the other gingerbread skins, maybe it'll still go up in price. Maybe it could still work out. Maybe we don't actually see that many tactical glove skins even being accepted. So I was looking at it with some positivity, but I was still expecting it to drop off like all the other Christmas skins. So, all right, Hedge, chill out. We get it. We understand. So the bed was also looking interesting, but honestly, I just wasn't feeling very confident with pretty much everything else. Like, it's all expected to drop off. Just stick with a barter. Just stick with a barter. All right, fair enough. All right. So let's now go ahead and talk about the first 24 hours of sales. Boom. So, on top, to my surprise, the Santa's Bearskin rug. Yeah, just under 13,000 subscribers. It had more than the white tier 3 and the very pay-to-win sheet metal double door. Like, that only had 10,000 subscribers. What? Maybe kids still weren't out of school or something. But I was surprised by that. I honestly was. I thought that was like an insane go-to option for an investment. But yeah, no, that was on top. Again, the usefulness of it, I'm not too surprised. But to see it had more than that, I was surprised about. But overall, looked all right. Some of the skins really weren't selling that much. But again, you know, a lot of people know exactly how this is going to go about. And yeah, that only had about 2,500 subscribers. Again, it's not useful, a water purifier. I hate to say it, but yeah. So, all right, cool, understood. Sales were fine, but most Christmas skins don't really work out as nice investments unless you're doing a buy order. So, of course, after talking about what could have been a nice investment, with the sales now passing and, you know, nice 7 days passing is what I should have said. How did everything look when we did the abnormal barters? So, yep. Oh, I've been talking the whole... Well, good thing I didn't have the volume on. So, all right, here we are. On the night, or rather, I actually recorded this, I do believe it was like the day before, because I was taking some time off. Basically, abnormals happened quite literally Christmas Eve rolling into Christmas night. So I actually recorded the day before. I was like, you know what, guys, it doesn't matter that much in regards to like what this is. Did I record just after? Did I record just after? I'm pretty sure I did. Yes, abnormal barter support. Right, so let's flick over to here. There you go. Did it a little bit left. Come on, a little bit more left. There you go. Thank you. Right, so basically, you can see the Santa's Bearskin rug, 26,000 subscribers almost. Face mask has a lot more sales in comparison to the chest plate, which was pretty interesting. And the sheet metal double door, to my surprise, sorry about this, I've got to go grab this, whoopsie. To my surprise, it just really wasn't selling a ridiculous amount. Like, when I first saw it, I initially assumed it was going to have potentially about 30,000 subscribers. Nope. Well then, with only around 22 pushing up to 23,000 subscribers, well, I mean, maybe it probably might be an even better investment. Sorry about this. I've just remembered I didn't prepare the actual listing of all the prices again. I've done that 2 weeks in a row. Oh, Hedge. Right, anyway, let's go get the Santa's Bearskin rug searched. And there we go. Now I've got the list of all the skins, the prices. Thank you once again to Mr. Antonomy, who always helps me out when we do the streams. But I wasn't streaming back then. He just did it because he knew I needed it. So the sales were fine. Nothing was too ridiculous. So what prices did we suggest? So for the abnormals first, North Star Tier 3, with them both priced at $2 each. I thought I'd do a $1 to $1.50 buy order. They were getting a lot of support, a lot of purchases. People were clearly liking them. I thought, yeah, face mask is looking pretty sweet. But the chest plate, I think I might just stick with probably the face mask if I were to approach. And yeah, gingerbread sheet metal double door, priced at $2.49. I was like $1.70 to $2.30. No, $2.20, sorry. But yeah, still very close. Very, 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 very close. That sheet metal double door was looking incredibly impressive, and I had to get a bunch of them. So that's cool. Now, looking at the other skins, Igloo Furnace. You were priced at $2.49, but I've seen many Christmas furnaces come and go. I thought, you know what, 80 cents to $1.20. I'm going to go about halfway. Nautilus rug with the Alistair design. Look goofy, look silly. Priced at $2. I was expecting you to drop off. I said 70 cents, 90 cents. Starry Santa Sleigh. Priced at $2.49. I looked at you, I questioned you, and I thought, you know what? Again, I feel like it's going to probably go about halfway. But I still felt pretty confident in the future it would probably work out quite nicely. Again, in anticipation to the next Christmas, next year. Okay, Christmas 2026, will a bunch of people buy you? I was rolling with the expectation it probably will happen. So, yeah, I jumped in and did a $1 to $1.50 buy order. Above halfway. Possessed, a gingerbread satchel charge. Again, I've said this many times in the past. I don't really trust satchel charges. You skin it, you chuck it, it explodes. Oh, well, okay, so going through the effort of skinning it probably wasn't very helpful or good or anything. So, yeah. I just wanted to offer 50 cents to 70 cents. I have seen Christmas satchel charges come out in the past. They did suffer. They went down pretty bad. But from 2023 to earlier in the year, summer of 2025, when we saw the Temple satchel charge, we didn't see for like 2 years a satchel charge skin being accepted. So quite a lot of the older ones actually kind of rose up quite a fair bit. But that, I just didn't think you end up being like one of them. Yep, you got about 12,000 subscribers. Didn't trust it. So yeah, 50 cents to 70 cents. Gingerbread tactical gloves. The tactical gloves that weren't the ones I wanted. Again, I had to respect that people very likely still want to buy it next year. But I thought it was going to drop off. Priced at $2, I said, you know what? 60 cents to 80 cents. Evil Snowman M249, you are part of a collection, but again, you're just a Christmas themed weapon. I know. I don't want to dismiss it, but it was just so obvious what was going to happen. I said 60 cents to 80 cents. Christmas snow jacket, you're priced at $2. I thought, you know what? After seeing how the Christmas jacket from like 2 years ago, the one made by Kosim, the one that's just literally a jacket, after seeing how that slowly progressed, even though it got like 30,000 subscribers, I thought the Christmas snow jacket right there probably would still work out quite nicely. I went with an 80 cent to $1.20 buy order. Now, in regards to the crunchy bed, that was priced at $2.49. I thought, you know what, I'll go halfway. 80 cents to $1.20. An elven-made handmade LMG. Well, I haven't talked about it because I forgot to mention it, but they had a transparent aim sight. After Blackout Handmade LMG, we saw another handmade LMG come out with a transparent aim sight. But it was a Christmas skin, and it was one of the lowest selling skins out of the batch. At this specific time, 6,500 subscribers, $2.49 is its price. I still didn't trust it. I was under the impression people didn't actually care about handmade LMG skins, or rather the actual weapon itself. So, yeah, I decided to only do 80 cents to $1.20. Regular skins, so the skins that became marketable in the Rust rotated the next day. Santa's Bearskin rug, 70 cents, 90 cents. I've seen Christmas themed bearskin rugs come out in the past, and I have seen them drop off pretty badly. I was rolling with the expectation around March and April time it would suffer. Well, we'll be talking about that in a bit, don't you worry. Ginger Farmer tools, I mean, it's a hatchet, it's a pickaxe. They don't, like, most hatchet and pickaxe skins, they just go down bad. They go down to like $1, maybe even less. So I was basically anticipating that. I said 60 cents to 80 cents for them. And Melting Snowman water purifier, no, people don't care about water purifiers. 50 cents, that's all I said. So, would you be surprised if I told you I bought 200 of the gingerbread sheet made of double doors? I mean, really, it shouldn't be that surprising, would it? No. So, yeah, I went ahead and did that. I was very happy with that. I sure hope we don't see any more sheet made of double doors with transparency and glow in the dark. Well then, let's go ahead and talk about that. So, let's switch back over to here, and let's start yapping. Did everything match up to expectations, or did other silly things happen? So first of all, Santa's Bearskin rug. You have suffered, but you haven't really, crashed and burned. This is honestly not looking that bad. So let me go ahead and also turn on my extension so we can see this in dollars. Yes, lovely. Right. So, as you'll notice now, this is actually doing pretty sweet. It's not doing too bad. But then again, I have to point out, the post-Christmas for 2026 has actually been really good. And it's still, pretty good right now. Prices are still fairly high. As you'll see over here, there's not that many listings. Got like a 14 stack there, but it's not that bad. I honestly was expecting this to be so much worse. And it can be. It certainly can be. It's still not March. It's still not April. So don't be surprised if it still drops off. But looking at the support it has, I don't think it'll be going down anytime soon. Like, it's actually doing a pretty good job retaining that price. Okay, I put my hands up. I respect that. You're looking pretty sweet. Will it always be that way, though? It looks nice, though. Again, cool design, useful, cheap, approachable. Do not be surprised that probably rises up in price ever so nicely in anticipation to Christmas 2026. If anything, if you missed out on that, it's not a bad idea to jump on it now, I guess, because quite a lot of listings there below $1.50. Cheaper than the price it sold for in the Rush store. Or maybe wait out March, April time. Yeah, you probably want to try and pick up a bunch. Barley picked up 50. Really? Okay, well, congratulations to you. I've only bought a few. I would like to get more, but again, as we go through March and April, when we expect the Easter dip, I wouldn't be surprised if I do pick up a fair bit more. A lot more. So, all right, cool. We'll see how it goes. You're doing good, though. That's nice to see. But inevitably, you are expected to drop off. But as we go through the rest of this year, we climb up quite nicely before we even get anywhere close to December time. Keep an eye out for that. Right then, so North Star Tier 3. I'm looking forward to yapping about you because as you'll notice right now, that face mask is doing perfectly fine. That is in the positive. That is sitting here at $3.50. It has worked out as a lovely investment. Now, I actually didn't really approach it with a purchase. I just stuck with barters. I don't recall buying any. Like, I know I sold some Christmas skins in anticipation to Christmas, but I most likely just didn't have that much funds. It was post-Christmas, so I tell you what, I was putting a big effort in trying to sell as much as I could. So, I mean, it's got that issue of, unfortunately, this leaves when it's literally Christmas. If it appeared afterwards, I probably could have sold a whole lot more and then, you know, potentially have bankrolled buying a whole lot more and whatnot. But anyway. You're doing all right. But the chest plate, not so much. And I've got to ask you, do you know why the chest plate isn't doing as good as the face mask? I'd assume they both make you very cold. I guess the chest plate makes you even more cold. This was also priced at $2. With all due respect, it's not that bad either. And with the bars as we see here, I mean, are you even going to go below $1? Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. So you're not doing too bad. And then the face mask's not doing too bad. You're doing pretty sweet, that's what I should say. I mean, overall, if you bought both of them, you've still made a profit. But in anticipation to next year, is that by default going to go up in price? Are we going to see North Star Tier 2, hoodie and pants, boots and gloves? Well, I've got a funny thing to tell you. The skin creator actually tried to make that happen. So Mr. Slimeface, yeah, he actually disappeared for like 2 or 3 years, came back, submitted his Christmas skin, it gets accepted. He thinks, you know what? Why don't I actually just go ahead and submit Tier 2? Now, I assure you, he definitely did do that, but he's removed it. If you watch my Rush Workshop skin checks around back then, he made it. Yeah, you can't submit Christmas skins for non-Christmas Rush stores. So he's definitely prepared for next year. I won't be surprised if we see that Tier 2 appearing next year. Well, technically, I'm talking in February 2026. So later this year, in anticipation to Christmas 2026, don't be surprised to see that Tier 2 reappear. And if it gets accepted, what do you reckon is going to happen to that? Oh, I would happen to believe it might spike a price ever so nice. Ooh. Let's wait and see. So, yeah, honestly, you're doing great at the moment. You're suffering a little bit, but, you know, could be worse. That worked out perfectly fine. Did you buy any? I picked up 3 face masks for some giveaways, but I had 3 left by accident. I have picked up some of the chest plates. I got a little bit worried. I removed my $1.50 barter. Yeah, that did happen. So I have succeeded with the chest plate, but in terms of barders, I haven't picked up a face mask yet. I was lucky to have bought an extra 3 by accident, so yeah. Oops. So brag. Stand up, brag all you can. Brag about the success you've had with that face mask. And the chest plate, I guess you could say. Again, if this was now like 8 months later, maybe you'd probably be screaming a lot louder. Well, then again, it'll be October time then, so prices are going to probably drop off real bad. So maybe I should have said 9 months. 9 months. Yeah. Right, anyway, looking good. So, a funny thing, with the previous week, I bought a bunch of these, didn't I? And then the following week, we get another sheet made double door. Cool, awesome, thank you, Face Punch. But, with all due respect, that was an extra bit special. But what we also happened to see, Junkernaut appeared. Junkernaut sheet made double door. Now, at the end of the day, it's a bit ugly, not to sound mean, but it is. But it still had the transparency. But the windows of transparency here, it didn't really match up. Now, very recently, you probably have picked up the Braden sheet metal Labrador, which also has transparency, which also glows in the dark. The transparency there is a little bit too tight. You don't see as much. So, as of recent, whilst competition has appeared, they don't compare to Gingerbread sheet metal Labrador. You are on top, and you are doing good. Now, if I could just scroll all the way down, would you be surprised to hear that the Bombshell sheet metal Labrador is still $12? Now, with all due respect, you did 13,700 subscribers. Scroll. This right here, just over 24,000 subscribers. So, quite a lot of sales, true, but not a ridiculous amount. I'm looking at that with a lot of positivity. Number one, look at all the skins here. You'll instantly notice only these two are in green. Number two, is that still going to rise up in price ever so nicely in anticipation to Christmas later this year? Most likely. Would it retain the higher price and just keep rising up to a higher point every single year? Like, let me also show you this. The year before, we actually saw a Christmas double door. That rose up in price very nicely. Dropped off, unfortunately, but again, it's no longer Christmas. Are we surprised? Nope. It even happens to older skins like this. So just to repeat, this came out back in Christmas 2024. It was this Rust store. So, all right, cool. I didn't mean to navigate it this way, but yeah, here we go. Let's go look at this. So if I could also look at you. Right now, slightly down in price. You sold for $2.49. It's not looking too bad, though. The bars are still looking good. But what I want to point out to you is how high it was for Christmas time. Look at this. Yep. What you see is Christmas momentum, Christmas anticipation. Ever since, February for this one. Yep, so ever since February, it just slowly keeps on rising. Rising, and then at its highest sale, it was about $7. This is what I'm anticipating for the Gingerbread sheet metal Labrador. I don't think it's going to crash and burn afterwards. I won't be surprised if it just goes down a fair bit, and then the summertime next year it rises back up again, and then Christmas it goes up even higher. Basically, I'm anticipating continued success. Go away, Tier 3. I'm not talking about you. Let's get a good look at this now. So let's properly look at it on the Steam market. So as you can see with your own eyes, this is holding up, even with 120 listings, which is quite a lot, to be honest with you. But it's not that far off from going all the way up to $3 and beyond. Like, this is in a very, very, very good spot. With the transparency it has, with the pay-to-win features it has, I'm surprised no one's actually tried to make it go up even higher. But it was at a higher price before. It's settled now at about $3. But yep, just look at this. You'll see, yeah, for initially, this was selling for over $4. But inevitably, you know, it's a Christmas skin. It drops off. Doesn't look like it's going down any longer, though. Just saying. And it didn't even go down. Just went down from its high point from initially. So, all right. That's doing good. I'm happy with it. And I do expect it to work out quite nicely. I bought 200 of them. I also did a big fat strong barter at $2.20. Maybe I'll pick up some more in the future of a barter. Maybe it suffers during the Easter dip. March, April, will you suffer then? October 2026, will you suffer then? Wait and see. So, all right. Can't complain about these two. You're a little bit off, but what are you going to do? But now we have everything else. In regards to everything else, we didn't really expect that much. So, Igloo Furnace, down 41%. Naughty List Rug, down 49%. Santa Sleigh, down 48%. Satchel Charge, down by half its price, down 51%. Christmas Wooden Door, down by 63%. Don't trust wooden doors, I'm sorry to say. Gingerbread Tactical Gloves, wow, you went down by 41%, really? Elven Snow... I looked at that. Evil Snowman M249, dropping down half its price already. Christmas Snow Jacket, lost about half its price as well. Crunchy Bed, $1.40 at the moment, lost almost half its price. Both the tools down 50%, and even the transparent aim sight Elven made HMLMG, it's just suffered. It's just gone down. It's unfortunate with a transparent aim sight like that. Still suffers. Quite a surprise. But then again, how many people actually looked at you? How many people even saw that had a transparent aim sight? I didn't even make a short video about it. Maybe that would have helped. Whoops. Oh, and then there you go. You got the snowman. To be honest with you, he's actually performing a little bit better compared to all the other skins. But lack of listings, lack of sales as well. I mean, it's just stuck there. So, I mean, I could just lightly go through all these skins, talk about what happened, but what we expected happened. The prices dropped off. And with all due respect, they haven't reached their low point yet, because we're still in February. It is expected, over the course of March and April, these can go lower. And considering the player count as of recent, which is doing pretty good, it's not going to happen for a while. But much like what we saw of last year, where the player count initially was very, very good, it drops off and it drops off. Then, of course, the summertime, it perks back up again. But yeah, with less people playing, there's less demand for skins, and prices drop off. It's a routine thing that happens every single year. It's going to happen again. It's expected. So, yeah, sorry to say, but it wouldn't surprise me if we do see these go lower. All right? So I said this back then. If you didn't actually do any buy orders, you can just wait until March, like at the very end of March. Look at these skins. Just go grab them then. You don't have to do buy orders for Christmas skins. Just get some funds, grab what you can, make sure it's skins that actually could work out quite all right. But yeah, you'll most likely be able to get at least a double profit. Christmas skins are reliable. It's just a long wait. So yeah, I picked up a bunch of these already with my buy orders. Case in point, I picked up a bunch of the snow jackets. I've picked up a couple beds. I know for a fact I've got a bunch of the chest plates. I actually picked up a decent amount of the tools. I think I've got a couple settled charges, just a couple though. So yeah, I picked up a few of these things already. I know for a fact I got a bunch of these. Yep. I picked them up for cheap as well. Small boxes as well. Yep, that's happened. So just gotta wait now. Just gotta wait. In theory, it can't get that much worse, right? Hopefully. But then after that, you can only expect slow, nice progression as we get closer and closer and closer to December time. So let's now switch and take a look at all the Steam Market pages. So as you'll notice, this only has 45 listings. We do have quite a lot of furnace options though for, Christmas skins. But very thin, very thin. And then, yeah, you just see it just goes down. Now, with all due respect, it looks like you've already reached your low point. Interesting. Is that due to the fact that we had a lot of people turn up for the naval update? We'll see. But yeah, looks like it hasn't. It's not going down still. We'll see how that goes though. And then of course we got the rug. Take a quick look at you. Let's see how you're currently doing. So right now, only 42 listings, but it is dropping off like in steps, sort of. Are you still going down, or is that just like a person who's panicked and decided to unload his stock? We'll see how it goes. But yeah, buy orders are still basically up to $1. In anticipation to next year's Christmas, will people be buying the naughty list rug with Alistair's face right there? Let's get a quick look at you so we can just show it off. He's going to find out. 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 Yeah, you might remember the short video I made for it. So, yeah, honestly, that's not looking too bad. It was expected to drop off. It's done so. It doesn't look like it's dropping off anymore. Kind of a surprise. Half its price for now. But what will you look like around December 2026? We shall see. Then we also happen to have the Santa sleigh. Like I said, a very interesting amount of transparency. I did make a short video showcasing that you can hide it in rocks. And some of it might stick out a little bit. But it's got like these bits that stick out on the side there still. Like, very interesting approach, but some of it still sticks out of rocks. So it's not as good as like the work crate, for example. So as we go ahead and look at this on the Steam market, you'll see with your own eyes, only 26 listings. 15 sales today. But is it going up or down? Looks like it's actually starting to go up. Huh? You barely suffered. Well, I mean, it still went down to $1. But, well, I mean, not really. It was slightly above. That's actually not done too bad. But I said 80 cents to $1.20. And I have picked up quite a few of these. So, can you get lower? We shall see. But we are noticing in several instances now, quite a decent amount of these skins are actually starting to trend upwards. But will it still stick with that, or will it just start to drop off again? We'll see how it goes. We've got the sexual charge. I mean, yeah, we're expecting you to go down. I mean, do I have to keep showcasing the prices and dollars? Maybe I'll just skip some of these now and just go straight down to here. So you just went just down, down, down. Yep. And then over to here with the wooden door. Guess what happened? Yep, it went down a price. So yeah, all the way down over to here. Not too surprising that wooden doors in general, just not very nice investments. Sorry to say, but it's a routine thing that just keeps happening with them. Gingerbread tactical gloves. I thought you're probably going to go down to maybe around half your price, even though I offered a fair bit higher. That was what I was anticipating. I can confirm to you, it's been going down, and it's currently around about 85 cents at the moment. In terms of the highest buy order. In terms of the listing here, it's like slightly about $1.10, $1.20. So, yeah, you dropped off. And yeah, I picked up a few of you, but could still go lower. Wouldn't surprise me. Only 27 listings though. Kind of surprised. But it could easily recover as well with hardly any listings. So, alright, cool. Evil Snowman M249. Part of the Evil Snowman weapon collection, which at the moment, not looking very good. Yeah, you dropped off. You're not doing too bad in terms of like in comparison to other skins because it's sold for $2.49 and it's still basically half its price. But looking at the barders, it wouldn't surprise me if it eventually does go down to around $1 and maybe a little bit less. Again, if we're expecting even worse times for the Easter period, maybe you could be going lower. But for now, you have done better than what I was anticipating. But again, we're still not in the worst of it. So, yep. Christmas snow jacket, I have picked up a bunch of you. Your price dropped off pretty quickly. Again, you're a very Christmassy themed skin. You're basically $1 here, with the bars are still basically around $1. So I guess that's what's keeping you up. And then as you'll see over here, it's actually looking like it's starting to trend upwards. Is this going to actually happen, or are we just going to notice the price improving for a little bit and then go down again? Got to find out. Got to wait it out. Okay. Crunchy bed. I'm sure many of you are fully well aware we did get another bed for Christmas. That was in the next trust store. Only 3 have sold. Around $1.30 at the moment. Highest barter about like $1.20. Yeah, $1.20. Yeah, you're just stagnant. I'm not upset with that. I'd hopefully pick up a bunch of you if you do go a little bit lower. But yeah, that's fine. Both the tools, I know for a fact they've dropped off real bad. Like, just to take one quick look at the pickaxe. The hatchet's basically the same. They just go down. They're stuck there. Maybe they'll recover around Christmas time. I don't think it'll recover that much. And then we have the Elven-made HMLMG. And it just crashed. 90 cents to $1. Highest barter is basically 80 cents. This is selling for under $1. How many people yearned and screamed and cried for a transparent aim sight handmade LMG? Well, you got one for Christmas and you didn't even want it. And it didn't even sell that much. 37 listings, 10 sold today, selling for hardly anything. Maybe it'll improve in the future. We shall see. But that is a big surprise. Now, all right then. We didn't play it super strong with that, did we? What did I offer? 80 cents to $1.20. Oof. Well then. Maybe I was a little bit wrong there. And I did pick up every single one. And then the melting snow water purifier. You have worked out quite a right to a point based on the fact that there's hardly any listings. 9 are listed on the Steam market. Someone could turn up and buy them all out if they want to. I don't think people will be turning up to buying them, no, because 0 have sold in the past 24 hours. Yeah. There is no interest because the item itself isn't actually necessary. Not in current Rust, I'm afraid to say. So, yeah, that's it. That's everything, basically. Now, some of you might sit there and say, what about the items and whatnot? Well, nothing was new. These are recurring. They'll just be back again next Christmas. You don't really expect that much with them. And, of course, the charity skins are there as well from the previous week. Honestly, everything matched up to expectation. We were quick to identify what was looking pretty, like, really good. Some of the other skins look pretty okay, but, again, they're still Christmas themes. Still suffered. Couldn't escape the suffering. Dropped off. Yeah, that happened. So, yeah, basically everything matched up. I picked up quite a lot of skins already. I hope to get, quite a lot more as we expect to go through the bad times next month and the month after that. We'll see how that all goes. But maybe we'll actually just survive. Maybe people are so happy with the naval update at the moment that they want to stick around, keep playing and enjoying themselves. Well, we'll see. But 190,000 turned up for a Sunday. That's a lot. So, okay, fair enough. Right then, so that's pretty much everything. Feel free to comment below. Did you buy anything? Whether it was straight purchases from the Rust store or through barters. Comment below. Tell me what happened to you. And why don't we go ahead and get a nice little sneak peek for next week. Now, I'll just sit here and say it. All the skins here, nothing really was like pay to win. Nothing was like super amazing, super insane. They're all good Christmas skins, but nothing like the Gingerbread sheet made a double door. They've all suffered. Sorry, I've been holding that in for a while. Now you might sit there and say, what about that wooden double door manipulation? In fact, that manipulation is actually finished now. So that'd be something to look forward to yapping about. Yeah, it's going up in steps and then... So we'll see how much worse off it is next week. Right then, so yeah, more Christmas skins. Christmas week 2 is right there, but there won't be that much to talk about. Hopefully it'll be a fast video. Oh, what's a fast video by Hedge? Probably it'll be about, I don't know, 30 minutes still. All right, then, cool. So, yep, that's it. There's some very interesting things there. Looked pretty sweet. Worked out quite all right. Not going to complain. Again, keep an eye out. March and April, maybe at the very end of March or the very beginning of April. Look at those skins. Start making considerations. I'm sure you made a lot of profit around post-Christmas time this past January. I think you probably might want to consider making some nice long-term investments. As I said, make sure you buy a reasonable amount, not a ridiculous amount. Don't buy like 100 each. No. Maybe grab like 10 to 20 each. Hold it out. See what happens. Keep track. Make a list. Keep track of what the sales are, what the prices are. I'm sure you'll be making profit. I do it all the time. I'm very happy with the profits I've made. This is why I keep yapping about it. So, Christmas, very nice long-term investment. It's up to you if you're going to get involved. And yeah, we'll see how it all goes. So, with that, thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Best of luck with you and your investments. Catch you later. Say goodbye.